The DCU is selling. Superman was a really strong film and a great way to reintroduce classic character to new audiences, but were the Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, the Green Lanterns, and Supergirl really the best characters to kick off whatever this first phase of the DCU is? It would be kind of like if the MCU followed the Iron Man movies with an animated Eternal show, a good but still kind of goofy Punisher show, a Guardians of the Galaxy show, and a Miss Marvel movie. Hello, Mikey here. Welcome back to The Echo. Just one branch of the tree known as Volunteers at Service to Art. At Vista, we're currently locked in on the art of cinema, and we like to talk about and share the art that we're experiencing. Like our videos and subscribe for more videos talking about our favorite films and to see our original work. Every little bit really helps us in pursuit of making our own movies and shows, and in the meantime, we'll talk about the ones we like and the ones we didn't to see what we should strive for and what we should avoid. 2026 is the year of the volunteer, so follow us everywhere at Vista USA, Vista MP4, and Vista Echoes. Today we're locked in on Supergirl. Let me just start by saying, Supergirl is a bad movie. It is not as bad as some people are saying. I think Morbius and Madam Web comparisons are harsh. I haven't seen either of those movies, but I've seen Supergirl, and from what I've seen from clips of the Sonyverse, I can compare just fine. Supergirl is fun at times, lighthearted, has some really cool action sequences, and Millie Alcock does a great job as the lead. Shot on a Sony Venice with Panavision Ultra Panatar lenses, Supergirl isn't really much to talk about cinematography wise. It kinda looks like Guardians of the Galaxy exactly, but with a bit less color. I know it's supposed to be based on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic, and while I haven't read it, from what I've seen, it's much more vibrant and has a much more unique space atmosphere than just Star Wars looking creatures and brigands. The only interesting part of the galactic atmosphere was the Krypton stuff. Seeing Krypton be destroyed, but seeing others survive besides Kara and Superman was really cool. So spoilers ahead now if you haven't seen Supergirl. I mean, to be honest, nothing really happened, so who cares about spoilers? Seeing Kara's dad save an entire city by sending it into space was a really cool touch. I think that was the best adaptation from the comic. I haven't seen a lot of other surviving Kryptonian stories in DC media besides Zod and his group, and the shrunken city of Kandor. That's what I initially thought they were doing when I saw the force field go up, but the direction they went was still cool. It made sense as to why Kara is so different from Superman. Clark had a loving home and a family even if he was an outsider, while Kara had to watch her entire planet die, then all of its survivors to kryptonite poisoning. It reminded me of Invincible and how Nolan had to go through the Scourge virus. That sequence really did a lot for Supergirl as a character. Supergirl's fights are really great too. When she gets to use her full power, it's definitely a spectacle. It made me really excited for the day that we got to see her and Superman fight together on screen. Jason Momoa is really great as Lobo. He's just a really random and wild character that adds a lot of comedy and action to the film. Those are the things that made Supergirl just an okay movie. Overall, it still wasn't great. So now, it's time to get into what I didn't like. Just a warning and a little fun fact on me. It's obvious I love movies. I really want to make them one day. For me, they're how I understand some things about the world and how I want to express the things I feel words can't say. I think that's really the only purpose of film, of any art. But movies are also a business, and that business leads to some good decisions sometimes, but also a lot of bad ones. To me, it seems obvious what to do is always put the art first. And when that doesn't happen, I can crash out a bit. So forgive me on the crash outs and the switch up from the peaceful style when I talk about something I don't like. But the OG Berlizzi Exposed videos music starts playing in my head, and I can't control myself. I'm hearing it right now. What the fuck were they thinking of putting Krem as the villain? All I could think when I was watching him was,
yo, who the fuck is this nigga?
He was so boring, and his entire group was so boring that I can't believe he was what they picked to be the villain of their second film in the new DCU. I've never heard of this nigga in my fucking life, and I consider myself a comics fan. Sure, maybe I haven't read the Supergirl comics, but is Krem really such a staple character in Supergirl lore that they had to make his ass the very first motherfucking villain? And the little girl Ruth, or whatever her name was, bro, she was so annoying. Like, yes, I get it. Revenge on everything for her family being killed. That's fucked up or whatever. But just once, just one time, I would love to see a kid character who's seeking revenge or whatever goal they want when they're running into an adult antagonist that they can't fight alone. I just want them to acknowledge the fact that they're a child. Like during the sequence when they went to the Raider planet and Supergirl got poisoned, she's watching Krem whoop her ass. She still thinks that she can kill them. She didn't have no survival instinct to say, oh wait, Khar's a Kryptonian and he's hanging with her. Maybe I should just find a different way or call it quits. It's Supergirl. Why did you do all that talking about not killing him when you were just gonna kill him? Yeah, I guess she didn't want Ruth to do it, but in that case, she could have just done it on the other planet where she had her powers. Another thing, bro. Let's leave the kind-hearted, stumbling alcoholic through an adventure with a kid where they're stuck with a trope behind, okay? I know that's a fantasy that millennial and Gen Xers have because they're still wishing they could cure their alcoholism with their boomer parental figures, but I'm tired of it, gang. It's cooked and boring. And in superhero movies, it's never interesting. It's just a way to nerf a super strong character for no reason so they can fight niggas they have no business fighting. Niggas like Krem. And then when Supergirl finally does fight, when the action is going and she's moving like a full Kryptonian with a full super suit and everything, they decide to ruin any kind of a good ending by playing the worst cover of Jimmy Eat World's The Middle I've ever heard. I think it's safe to say that this is a pretty beloved song across the board. Even black people love it. I got it on a few playlists, nigga. I remember that shit from Zoom, which is a much more memorable movie than Supergirl, by the way. And Tim Allen was probably off an 8-ball of Columbia and white during every day of shooting, but it's still a better superhero movie than Supergirl. Whoever decided to put that version of the song in that moment in the finished cut of the film, you don't deserve ears. Real shit. Like, I'm so serious. I hope you randomly lose your hearing one day and a deaf person wakes up with your hearing. You don't deserve it. The fact that you listened to that shit and really thought, oh yeah, this is the best song for the climax. You clearly missed the point of having ears. Them shit's gotta go. Ultimately, while yes, these are valid criticisms and they piss me off, they still don't make Supergirl anything less than just kinda bad. I think the real issue with the film is the broader implications in the DCU or lack thereof. This is the second film in the franchise, the second big hero that you're introducing. You need a film that's going to give people a reason to come back. They need to see that the DCU is fresh and wants to tell original stories, not rehashed MCU movies. I didn't feel like I was being introduced to anything new with Supergirl. I didn't feel like she was a character I was any more attached to. And that doesn't just go for Supergirl, but the entire DCU. There were no other implications in this film. Nothing that makes it feel like a universe besides Lobo, who comes and goes quickly. I think the best and most recent depiction of DC being this galactic and vast universe was in Young Justice in the DC animated universe. When the Justice League went to space, other races knew who Kryptonians were, or there was some kind of galactic event going on that they could all contribute to. Supergirl felt way too self-contained. And I'm not one of those people who just like action figure movies of just putting random characters in films even if it doesn't just serve the story. But that's what they did with Lobo anyway. And this is DC. There are so many fucking characters. If Krem is terrorizing planets and causing galactic unrest, but not on a crazy scale, is that a job for Supergirl? One of the most powerful beings in the universe. A character where even if people don't know her, they know that she at least got to be as strong as Superman. Or is that a job for the Green Lanterns? Who are fucking space cops? Come on, my nigga. Like, what are we doing? And again, yes, these are nerdy nitpicks, but I'm the target audience, nigga. When are execs gonna learn that we as nerds think about these things? The people you expect to see these movies multiple times so they make hundreds of millions actually care about the shared universe they're watching. Especially since Lanterns is the next show. It would have been a perfect chance to see Krem start off the film by killing the Green Lantern of whatever sector he's terrorizing. We don't need to see the Lantern Corps help or anything. Just see Krem kill them all and have the ring fly off. This makes Krem seem like an actual threat in universe. Or have the Brigands be working for somebody bigger, a shadowy figure in the background, the perfect character to introduce the larger universe and still seem like a threat worthy of Supergirl down the line. Could you imagine? The end of the film or post-credit scene. Lobo returns Krem's head to a large throne who we don't see who's sitting in a chair, but we're all thinking the same thing. When Lobo leaves, we get the reveal. Mongol, master of the war world. Bet you thought I was gonna say Darkseid, didn't you? Nope. Darkseid still needs to be built up, but it still would have been a great way to set up more stories out in the universe down the line. Or else why have the movie take place on multiple fucking planets? Ultimately, Supergirl has no echo. The film doesn't have anything original to say except Supergirl will return. The likelihood we see Ruth again is slim to none. Krem is dead, and sure, Lobo will pop up somewhere, but nothing else happened in this film that mattered. Unfortunately, Supergirl's echo is dead silent. I think they should have just called the film Star-Lord Girl because it's just a Guardians of the Galaxy clone without the backing of a larger established universe and obscure characters given proper attention that made that film what it was. So yeah, sad to say it because I was excited for it, but Supergirl just kinda sucks. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more. We'll be uploading original content all of July and onward. 2026 is the year of the volunteer, so hop on the Vista train while you still can. It's not too late to be early. At Vista, we believe that criticizing art isn't worth much if you don't create, and we want to produce as much as we consume. Become a part of that with us. Follow us everywhere at Vista USA, Vista MP4, and Vista Echoes. Next up, we're talking the Bear and Project Hail Mary.